name is nice to meet you. Well, thank you for coming for the interview on Down syndrome officially in action.
Well, thank you for having me.
Question number 1. What does the Global Down Syndrome Foundation do?
Well, the Global Down Syndrome Foundation is dedicated to significantly improving the lives of people with Down syndrome through research, medical care, education, and advocacy.
That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Question number 2.
Yeah.
Tell us about Global's research.
Wow, our research is great. When we started about 10 years ago, do you know how many researchers we had?
What?
1. And today, I'm really excited to say that we support, through fundraising and other ways of advocacy, now over 200 scientists working on Down syndrome research through Global Down Syndrome Foundation and the Cernic Institute for Down Syndrome.
Ooh, wowee.
I know.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's really exciting. Yep.
All right. Question number 3. Why is research for adults with Down syndrome especially important right now?
Well, I think research has always been important because if you have research, then you can have good medical care. If you have good medical care, then you're going to have healthier people, and then people can reach their potential, because if you're not healthy, it's hard to reach your potential. So with people with Down syndrome, they are highly predisposed, so they're more likely to get certain diseases, which is a little sad for me because I have a daughter with Down syndrome. Some of those diseases are like Alzheimer's and autoimmune disorders. But people with Down syndrome also are highly protected from certain diseases that are very common in the population, the general population, like solid tumor cancers. It's almost impossible for a person with Down syndrome to get breast cancer, for example. So research and understanding why this is important to, 1, elongate the life, make the life longer for people with Down syndrome, and to improve the quality of life for people with Down syndrome. And if we do that, we may also help people who don't have Down syndrome, but who have Alzheimer's or solid tumor cancers. That's why it's so important.
That sounds really interesting.
It is. Thank you.
How did the Global get more funding for Down syndrome research?
Well, it took us 10 years. Have you ever gotten a report card from school and you get grades? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my dad's Chinese and he's a hard grader. My Italian mother, not so much, but my Chinese father is very hard grader. And for 10 years, we were going to our capital, Washington, D.C., and meeting with congressional representatives and the National Institute of Health saying, hey, you are not funding Down syndrome research hardly at all. And you really need to, because our population is big, we're growing, we're important. And so we said, well, they're not doing it. What do we need to do differently? So first, we brought self-advocates like yourself, Hannah, to Washington, D.C., and the families. Then we got scientists and medical care professionals to really concentrate on Down syndrome research and medical care and get together and support us. Then we got congressional champions. So, a champion is someone who really fights for you. So we have Kathy McMorris Rogers, the congresswoman from Washington State. We had Sherry Bustos. We have Rosa DeLauro. We have Tom Cole. We had Pete Sessions, Pete Stauber, Roy Blunt, Patty Murray. The list goes on and on. Can you imagine how many congressional representatives we have that are our champions? So they helped us. And then we have to get the scientists at our government, the National Institute of Health, to agree with us. And we got some champions over there like Dr. Diana Bianchi and Dr. Hodis and lots of other people. So you see how difficult it is. We had to get 5 different groups together and then say, go. And we said, go. We went off to the races and we were able to increase the funding. Guess how much?
What?
Well, in the first year, $24 million. And in the second year, $60 million.
Ooh,
Is that pretty good? But again,
Yes,
it wasn't just us, it was a whole team of people.
that's really cool.
Thank you.
How can people get involved?
Oh gosh. Well, self-advocates like yourself, Hannah, can get involved, and that's really important. Do you like writing thank you notes?
I sure do.
Well, you can write all of our congressional champions and NIH champions and thank them. That's a huge favor to us, and it helps us get more money in the future. Do you like writing letters and signing petitions saying, hey, you need to give more money to people with Down syndrome? Would you like to do that?
Yep, I would love to try.
Okay. Well, those are the two biggest things you can do. And if you have time, fly with us to Washington, D.C., meet your representative, and help us advocate for more funding for people with Down syndrome. And then you'll be a global advocacy star. Would you like to be an advocacy star?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Hannah, it's a deal. All righty.
All right.
That's great.
Well, thank you for interviewing with Down syndrome professionals in action.
Thank you.